Hello and a warm welcome to our latest back page, which looks forward to tonight's Friday night clash between Scotland and the USA, Hugh. I mean, people now seem to know what they're getting from this Scotland team. There is a wee bit of excitement about what is effectively a double header of meaningless matches in a way.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it immensely, Gregor. Scotland have climbed 39 places in the FIFA rankings since Gordon Strachan, along with Mark McGee and Stuart McCall, took over the side. We've had the last 5 games, 3 victories, 2 of them over Croatia, a country we would have said was far better than we are. So there is the beginning of progress being made under Gordon Strachan. The great test is always the competitive competition, and that comes when we start to play the qualifiers for Euro 2016. But at the moment, he's doing a great job, and more importantly has galvanised the country again.
We always look to other countries for examples of what they're doing right and what we might be doing wrong. A few months back it was Belgium. We were eyeing that as a potential model, but we spoke just a moment ago before the camera started rolling about just how America have really transformed the sport in their country. It's quite incredible.
For people of my generation, Gregor, the idea that you could play the USA and they're better than you are and higher up the world rankings than we are would have been out of the question, but they are. And for me, it's a reflection of American society. It's the can-do society. It might have taken them decades to get there, but they're 13th in the world rankings. They are regular attenders at World Cups now, which we are not. So full credit to them, and it will be a terrific match at Hampden.
Can we learn anything from their model, the MLS model that's been put in place? I don't see, for example, Celtic agreeing to a draft system for players.
No, we are what we are, and they are what they are. You know, they come from the can-do society. We come from the used-to-do society so far as international football is concerned. Been nowhere since 1998, but credit Gordon Strachan and let domestic football take care of itself.
On the domestic front, a big appointment for Hibs during the week, and one that I think will really give fans hope, in the sense that Terry Butcher's a manager who's not only proven himself up here but proven that he can get his teams playing very good football.
I'd love to say to the Hibs fans, I guarantee you Terry Butcher and Maurice Malpass will be the combination, but age and experience tells me there are no guarantees, least of all at Easter Road. But they've gone for the managerial hot ticket at the moment. Second in the league with Inverness, Caley, Thistle. A team built from nothing. Hibs is a bigger club, have better facilities, a huge support base compared to Caley, Thistle. It ought to work. Now we'll see if it does.
How big a job does he have? Because as you said, you know, Hibs are a side that was almost Easter Road becoming a graveyard for promising managers, isn't it? You know, they were almost, now they're like what Dundee United were a few seasons back, where you'd see guys going there up until Craig Levein took charge and just failing to live up to the standard.
The recent history has been appalling. The embarrassment of the European result against Malmo, the embarrassment of 2 Scottish Cup final defeats. I know they got there in the first place, but on reflection, they'd rather not have been there after a 5-1 defeat from Hearts and a 3-0 from Celtic. But they are a big club in our terms, and Terry Butcher and Maurice Malpass are a solid management team. It ought to work.
Strange, isn't it, when you look at Terry Butcher and you think back to that image you had as a player, the bloody headbanded poster boy for English football, and he's just completely at home up here in Scotland now, isn't he?
Well, you know, I spoke to Pat Nevin about this a while ago, and he said it would be condescending to say, oh, Scotland suits him and England didn't. But for whatever reason, he does well here, and hard work will be at the core of that. And I know Maurice Malpass, hard work will be at the core of everything he does as well. So I look forward to it. I'm looking forward to St Mirren Hibs a week tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Terry Butcher does, because I expect an immediate and positive reaction.
And one final point, obviously a Scotland game this evening. It's being played on a Friday night, and that shows that I think in a lot of ways that football fans have changed. They've kind of understand and appreciate that games will be played at different times on different days than the norm, but did you really feel for the Caley fans with that news about their League Cup semi-final, and an impossible tie in the sense it's one that they can't physically reach?
I think it's a disgrace, and I use the word advisedly because I came down the A9 myself last weekend when Celtic played at Dingwall. It's a dangerous old road, and you're asking Caley Thistle fans to set off in the dark for the cup tie. So I think it's wrong on a number of levels, most of all on a health and safety level.
Given that it was a brave new dawn for Scottish football, should the SPFL be really looking at these things and understanding that they can no longer treat fans this way?
I assume it's too late to retract the decision they've made in respect of the Caley Thistle tie, but surely they have to consider elements like the A9, which sadly for us in Scotland is known as a death trap, and not ask football fans in buses and cars to travel that road in the dark. There's a simple lesson there for you.
Now just finally, you'll be at the game this evening, no doubt, and are looking forward to it. A prediction?
I think 1-1.
Fair enough then, sitting the fence there. But thanks very much for joining.
It's comfy here.
Well, it certainly is. not always alongside me, but listen, thanks very much for joining us, and thanks to you too. And don't forget to get all the pre-match news online today, and to follow the match on our live blog as well. But for myself and Hugh, thanks very much for joining us.